Hello, and welcome to the 168th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Brucker, and I'm coming to you live here today from Casa de Brucker, where we're going to be having another outstanding beer, a somewhat local beer. I say somewhat local because it's from the St. Petersburg, Florida, which is not too far away, and a place we like to go over and have an occasional beer. The beer today is from actual Cycle Brewing Company out of St. Pete, but this particular beer is actually brewed at the Brew Hub. So we actually picked this up at the Brew Hub. Today we're going to be having the Sharrow Double IPA, or Imperial IPA, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this here. And we're going to go ahead and get it poured so we can kind of get into the smells and the everything like that. So give me just 1 second. Let me pour this here. Now this beer rates 90 out of 100 in Beer Advocate, making it an outstanding beer. And I'll be honest with you, I've never had it, so I'm very excited about it. I think I might have tasted it one time while I was there, but I don't think I've ever had a full beer, so I'm kind of excited about trying it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to smell this, okay? So right off the bat, you're getting a very citrusy, like an orange, grapefruit kind of citrusy. So that tends me to believe that they're using more like the type of hops that you use in more of a New England style, even though my understanding was this was a little bit more of a West Coast. So it's kind of confusing when I smell it, because the smell might be different than what the actual taste is. Now you see you're getting that yellow, cloudy type color, nice white head with great, it's kind of hard to tell, but great lacing on there, which is always a sign of a good beer. Boy, if it tastes half as good as it smells, we're in for a treat. Now this beer clocks in at 8.2% alcohol by volume. So it's not one you're gonna sit around the poolside and pound. And plus, to be honest with you, between me and you, I don't think IPAs are all that good in the hot sun anyway. I think IPAs tend to lend themselves to, at least regular, stronger IPAs tend to lend themselves better to, not drinking in the sun. If you want something to drink in the sun, you always drink something a little bit lighter. That way the day lasts longer in this hot Florida sun. So anyway, let's go ahead. Let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and taste this beer. That's really nice. So the beer definitely comes through with the smell. You get the citrusy, like grapefruit, orange, but then it kind of follows up with some malt, and I'm not sure what kind of malts they're using in there, but maybe possibly caramel malts. I'm really not sure, but there's definitely some malts in there to balance the amount of hops in there. So a lot of times with a double IPA or an Imperial IPA, they'll use the malts to kind of balance the beer so it doesn't come across as too overly hoppy. So what happens with this beer when you first take a sip of it? Right off the bat, you get that IPA. It's like kind of tropical, fruity, a little bit of piney in there, but not a lot. They probably use several different kinds of hops to get the IPA flavor, because it's kind of like a mix of different hops, you can tell. But it's really nicely balanced. And it's a beer that I know that I'm going to continue to enjoy drinking. Very, very quality. I'm going to agree with the 90 on this beer. And the nice thing about it is since I do live in Florida, and either we head over sometimes over to St. Pete, or I have a good friend, Alvaro, who will actually drives by the brew hub. So when we run on low on this, we can always get more. And it's a good deal buying the beer at the brew hub. Because first of all, this beer you can't even buy at Cycle Brewing because they quit brewing there. A neat thing about, a little unknown neat thing about Cycle Brewing is all they're making now at the brewery in St. Pete, from the last time I was there, and I think it's still the same, is barrel-aged stouts. Everything else, they kind of turned over the recipes to the brew hub, and the brew hub's been pumping out those beers. So at Cycle Brewing in particular, if you go there, their menu is going to be like 15 different kinds of barrel-aged stouts. Vanilla stouts, maple stouts. I mean, they just mix it all up. So there's all kinds of crazy barrel-aged stouts that they do. And they do a good job of them, don't get me wrong. But any other beer that they've ever done, they've done a lot of different beers, they have turned over to the brew hub to continue brewing them and continue selling them. It's just not done at the brewery anymore. Okay, so yeah, definitely a nice citrusy, and you see the lacing on the glass. You see how that's a sign of a really good beer or IPA. When you get that means they got the carbonation spot on the beer when you get that beautiful lacing. And it doesn't hurt that we have it in this beautiful I Have Beer Issues glass, which brings out the flavor and the taste of the beer also, and the smell also. So that definitely helps. Now, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends about Beer Issues and how much fun we're having drinking great beers like this one, local and not local. If they want any cool Beer Issues gear, like Beer Issues hats, t-shirts, make sure you go to shop.beerissues.com. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.